I'm Dr. Joe Esposito, and welcome to our podcast, For the Health of It, episode 15. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast, and you'll never miss an episode on how to naturally get well and stay well.
The information presented on this program is not intended to take the place of your personal physician's advice, and it is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Discuss this information with your own physician or healthcare provider to determine what is right for you.
Are you suffering needlessly? Dr. Joe can give you advice on how to naturally get well and stay well. Dr. Joe Esposito.
Hey folks, Dr. Joe here. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I just like to start my shows out with that because I really want you to have a wonderful day. And the reason we do this show is because I want to teach you how you can be healthy. And I tell you what, it makes life a lot easier when you're healthy than when you're sick. I've been both. I've been really sick as a child, really sick, sinus problems all the time, constantly runny nose, all sorts of medication I was given as a child, and the medication, as I learned later on in life, it doesn't really solve the problem, it treats the symptoms. The problem with me was that I come from a family, half Italian, half German, and we ate a lot. Boy, did we eat a lot. My mom was overweight, my dad was overweight, I was overweight, my sister was overweight, all my aunts and uncles, so it was a big problem. And so what did we have to do about that? I should have known better, but of course I didn't, and my mother didn't know better. And so we ate bad foods on a regular basis. And I, turns out, don't do real well with wheat or dairy products. And guess what? Neither do you. And so when I ate wheat and dairy, it caused my sinuses to run. I had an allergic reaction, which then they gave me pills. And I remember my mother giving me, we called them Easter pills. There was little tiny pills, and they were multicolored, so they looked like Easter eggs. And they tasted horrible, real bitter. And I would take them every day. Well, it turns out they were antihistamines, and then I got a lot of antibiotics as well, which weakened my immune system further. And finally, as an adult, I realized that you can't eat certain foods. It causes problems. And that's what I want you to realize. I want you to have an awareness of your own existence, that certain things you're doing are making you sick, and you probably want to stop that. So what we're going to talk about today are little things that you can do, make it real easy to get healthier in a minute or less. And I don't know how to make it easier for you than make it a minute or less. And I try to make it as quick and simple as I can. I'm going to cut it down even further. So this is not all about nutrition. This is about lifestyle as well as nutrition. Now, most people don't get serious about their health until you end up in my offices and you say, Dr. Joe, I have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, numbness, tingling, muscle weakness, whatever it is, and we got to do something about it. And then we do an exam, we take x-rays. If you're first time tuning in, I'm board certified I'm Joe Esposito, Dr. Joe. I'm board certified in chiropractic, orthopedics, pain management, double board certified in nutrition, BS in nutrition, retired dietitian, award-winning author. I do postgraduate work at medical schools, chiropractic universities. I host, obviously, this show, which, as far as I know, is the largest health and wellness radio broadcast in the country right now. And I've been in practice 33 years. So a lot of experience goes into this. And so I want to teach you how to get well and stay well. And like I said, most people don't take their health seriously until they end up in our offices. Now we do an exam, we maybe take x-rays, we say you have arthritis, you have disc degeneration, you have a condition, you have hardening of the arteries, and we do an evaluation. We co-manage a lot of cases with our medical colleagues. And then people go, uh-oh, what do I do? Now I'm serious. And I don't want the uh-oh time to come into your life. And then you say, I want to be just like you, Dr. Joe. Well, you should be, but you should have done it 20, 30 years ago. Now, it's a lot easier to prevent problems than to fix them, especially when you have time on your side. And that means today you have time on your side. If you start doing things today, you're going to have an advantage before the disease gets really serious. So I'm going to give you several easy tips that you can do in 60 seconds or less. Now, I'm going to talk fast. And people tell me all the time, you talk fast. And people tell me all the time, Dr. Joe, thank goodness you have podcasts, because I want to go back and listen to it over and over and over again so I can get that knowledge. So we have podcasts. They're on my website, drjoeesposito.com. Or you can go to Google Play or Stitcher. There's another one we're on, too. If you just look up For the Health of It is the name of my podcast, which, by the way, is the title of my first book, Eating Right for the Health of It. So if you look up For the Health of It, you'll see it, and you can download our podcasts. We post twice a week there. We have these shows on my website, drjoeesposito.com, or just Google Dr. Joe, real easy to find us. And you can just download them there if you want. We videotape my live lectures. Now, a lot of healthcare is physical, not chemical. So a lot of you have health issues that I have to show you how to fix. So if you go to my website, you can watch the videos on our podcast as well, drjoeesposito.com. And some people are visual, some people are auditory. So let's just hit it hard and fast, kids. Let's start giving you a ton of good information you could use. As a chiropractor, I want to talk about joint health, of course, not the kind you smoke, the kind that's in your body. And there's 206 bones in your body. Wherever two bones come together, or two or more, there's a joint. And many times those joints wear out. We call that osteoarthritis. The reason you get osteoarthritis is mechanical, not chemical. And so many of you think that whenever I have a condition, I have to treat it chemically. I have to take pills or drugs or supplements or lotions or potions or salves or not necessarily. Many times it's a physical problem. And if two bones are out of alignment or more and they rub up against each other, you have OA, osteoarthritis. And so that needs a mechanical fix. Now, could you take pills to help cover up the pain? Absolutely. Can you change your diet so that you have less inflammation and slow down the process? Absolutely. But if the tires on your car are out of alignment, what do you need to do? Realign them. If the bones in your body are out of alignment, what do you need to do? Realign them. That's where my team of chiropractors, comes in. So if you have bones out of alignment, realigning them is going to be key. You want to get everything lined up properly. So if you sit all day, you sit in office chairs all day, right? How many people do that? Raise your hands. Yeah. Your knee joints aren't getting lubricated. How do you lubricate a joint? By moving it. So if you're sitting all day, your spine, your hips, your knees are not going to lubricate. And over time, you may start to have knee pain and knee problems. So I'm going to teach you something called the quad pump. You're going to pump your quadriceps. 10-second exercises. Can you give me 10 seconds a day? I bet you can. This exercise is really neat. It causes the cartilage to secrete fluid. So what you want to do then is when you're sitting on your chair, extend your legs straight out so that the heels are resting on the floor. Got it? So your legs are straight out in front of you. Now, tighten your quadriceps. I'm doing it right now. I'm standing up and I'm doing it. The thigh muscles, those are the thigh muscles above your knees. So in the front of your legs, above your knees, that's your quadriceps. So tighten them. Hold it for 2 seconds and release. Repeat it 5 times. I'm doing it right now as we're talking. Ooh, how cool is that? What we're doing is we're pumping fluid into the knee joint. And it's really important to keep these knees lubricated so that they don't wear out and they don't hurt. Real simple, real easy, 10 seconds. Do it as many times a day as you want. Got that one? All right, next. How do you increase your good cholesterol? Well, the research now on cholesterol is this. That many people that have high cholesterol, it's not that you're producing too much cholesterol. We always thought you just produced too much, or you had a bad diet and your body produced too much cholesterol. Well, it turns out that research might be wrong. The new research is leaning toward not necessarily reducing your production of cholesterol, but you're not recycling the old stuff. And so what do we have to do? We have to recycle. You release cholesterol. Now, you need cholesterol. No one ever talks about this. I'm going to talk about it. You need cholesterol. Cholesterol is necessary to make your cell walls. You need this fat in your cell walls. You have a lot of cells in your body, trillions of cells. You need it to produce your sex hormones, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, actually all your hormones. So you need cholesterol. You need cholesterol so when UVB rays from the sun hits your skin, it converts cholesterol into vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is necessary for strong bones. It's necessary for the immune system to function. So if you lower your cholesterol too much, and this is the crazy thoughts that are coming out in the medical world, we might be lowering cholesterol too much, and that's adversely affecting your health. And here's the kicker. If you take a statin drug, and again, I'm not against drugs, please understand this, but if you take a statin drugs prevent your body from producing cholesterol. Well, prevent it somewhat. It also shuts down the same enzyme that produces something called coenzyme Q10 or CoQ10. You need CoQ10 because CoQ10 gets into your mitochondria, the part of your cell that produces energy, and it makes the cell produce energy. So if you're shutting down your production of cholesterol with statins, you're also shutting down your production of CoQ10, somewhat shutting it down, not totally. And then a lot of people that are on statins get tired. Why? No CoQ10, little CoQ10, not feeding the mitochondria. Mitochondria can't produce energy, and you got a problem. So what I recommend, and a lot of my patients and doctors that listen to my show, pharmacists that listen to these shows, now are recommending that we give patients a CoQ10 supplement if they're taking statin drugs. It's a good idea. Or another approach that's becoming popular is what if we can clean out the liver so you could recycle your cholesterol. Ain't that a cool approach? Because that may be the problem. And so what I try to do is get people's diet straightened out, get them off the bad foods, what I call the 7 deadly sins: alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener. I know that's your whole diet. Get people on a more fruit, vegetable, nut, and seed, more of a plant-based diet. And many times the liver just cleans itself. The fastest healing organ in the body is the liver. So it's not hard to heal it. It's easy to heal it by not poisoning it. And there are supplements you can take, like milk thistle and other supplements. Is one I use from a company called Standard Process called Livton. And these are supplements that I recommend for my patients that clean out the liver. I take liver cleansing supplements almost every day just because I want to make sure my liver is healthy. I want to be around for a long time. And it's not worth it to me to cheat. People say to my friends, does he ever cheat? Does he ever cheat? Does he ever eat bad? Nope, never does. I mean, the biggest cheat I might do is maybe have a piece of bread. Oh my God, it's crazy, I know. But I know what happens. I've been sick for a younger portion of my life. I didn't like being sick. And so it's much more fun to be healthy. Do I miss meatball sandwiches with provolone cheese on an Italian roll? Absolutely, I do. Just thinking about it, I had a flashback. But it's not worth it to me. There are certain things. I don't drink anymore. I never drank a lot. I never even liked alcohol. But I remember I was 27 years old. The last thing I had, I was in Anguilla, beautiful island in the Caribbean, and I had a villa, and waves were crashing against the rocks, and they sent a bottle of champagne to our room, and I had a glass of champagne. I was probably 28 years old, 29 years old. It felt awful. So I'm done. That's it. I'm not willing to feel good short term to feel bad long term. And that was a decision I made, and I hope you make those decisions too. So we want to lower the cholesterol by hopefully recycling the cholesterol, cutting out the bad foods, which damage the liver. So it may not be the cholesterol in the food that's bad, it's the bad food damaging the liver that's bad. So you want to increase your good cholesterol, the HDLs, and how do we do that? Well, here's a little trick you can do. Next time you're having lunch, instead of having, many times you go to restaurants or something, they'll offer you a bag of chips. Instead of having chips, I want you to have unsalted pistachios. Research at Inova, Fairfax County in Falls Church, Virginia. People who ate 2 to 3 ounces of unsalted pistachios a day for 4 weeks raised their good cholesterol, their HDL, by 6%. So 2 things happen. Number 1 is you're not giving it the bad stuff, the chips, or the junk that you eat. And just by eating the pistachios, the nuts, which are good for you, help raise your good cholesterol. So why wouldn't you do that? I love pistachios. And I like fun foods. Artichokes. Gosh, if you haven't had, people, you think you've had artichokes. I'm going to tell you you're wrong. Get a copy of my first book, Eating Right for the Health of It. And in there I have Grandma Esposito's artichoke recipe. Off the chart delicious. I've had kids, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, eat these artichokes and go, oh my gosh, I love these things. These are amazing. So it's not hard to eat healthy. And my first book is an amazing guide. If you don't have it, you need to get it. It's called Eating Right for the Health of It. It's on my website, drjoeesposito.com. And it tells you how to change your diet. And then it also has over 200 recipes, easy, quick, simple recipes that anybody can make. And you can get this stuff in any grocery store. So it's not hard, folks. It's easy and it's really inexpensive. But again, I digress. I like fun foods like artichokes. You get to play with them. I like pistachios because you get to play with them. And you eat slower. And here's another benefit of eating pistachio nuts. It takes 20 minutes to get the message from your stomach to your brain. So when you eat something, it takes 20 minutes for your brain to say, okay, I'm full. Got it? So the slower you eat, the less you're going to eat. And that's why pistachios and artichokes and fun foods like that really slow down your intake, which makes you feel full faster. So here's another trick. I'll throw it out there. It wasn't part of my list here, but I'm going to throw it out there too. I want you to ruin your appetite before every meal. Breakfast is kind of tough to do that, but lunch or dinner, I want you to have a snack. Maybe 4 ounces of pistachios is a good idea, or cashews or walnuts or pecans, almonds. And have a handful of nuts about 20 minutes before your next meal. You're going to eat so much less food because your stomach produces a hormone called leptin, and leptin is released into the blood, goes up into the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus tells you that you're full and you stop eating. So if you can start the stimulation of leptin, get 20 minutes to get it to the brain, you're not going to eat nearly as much food. You're going to save a ton of money. You're going to eat healthier because hopefully you'll eat only the good foods. You'll feel better. You'll probably live longer. So there's no downside to this. So these are things you can do every single day. I want to talk about pain for a second. If you have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, numbness, tingling, you want to fix that. Because pain is a warning sign. Acid reflux is a warning sign. Gas, bloating, diarrhea, constipation, headaches, numbness, tingling, muscle weakness. These are all warning signs that something's wrong. And you can fix them chemically, sometimes through nutrition, or you can treat them physically. And what I mean by physically is if a bone is out of place, if you've been in a car accident. Folks, I've never seen a car accident ever where the car was damaged where the occupants weren't. And here's where the problem comes in. People say, well, I was hurt, I took some aspirin, I went to the hospital, and the pain was under control. And then weeks or months later, you covered up the symptoms, you stop covering up the symptoms, the cause is still there, you have problems. You try getting treatment months later after a car accident, you know what the insurance company says? Ha 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 ha. We are in control of this and we're not going to pay you. So as soon as an accident occurs, you need to come see us for everybody in the car, including children. Now, if the accident was months ago or years ago, that doesn't mean you shouldn't get treatment. People say, well, my insurance isn't going to cover it. And I look them straight in the eye and I say, what are you going to do about this very serious health problem just because you chose the wrong insurance or you don't have insurance? What are you going to do about it? The answer is, oh. And if you don't know, it's going to get worse. So if you have a problem, folks, we'd love to be your doctors and help you fix it. So if you want to make an appointment to come see us, go to my website, drjoeesposito.com, or just Google Dr. Joe. We will set you up an appointment. You can do it online or call us. And we accept people with most insurances. If we're not in network, there's a reason why we're not in network, because the insurance company isn't paying us enough to support you. We had one insurance company we dropped out of. We were losing money every time a patient came in when we finally did the math. And they're sneaky the way they do it. So if you want to get well, it's very affordable. We have payment plans available. It's very, very easy to be a patient in our offices. We have offices in Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge in the Atlanta area. We would love to have you come in. So go to the website, make your appointment right now. Stop suffering. Because every day that goes by, the chances are it's getting worse and worse, and it's going to be a lot harder to fix as time goes on. drjoeesposito.com or just Google Dr. Joe. We'll set you up a time to come see us. So we're talking today about 1-minute health tips, things that you can do in a minute or less to help keep you healthy when you come see us or any doctors. The big complaint a lot of doctors have is, obviously, the insurance companies are not paying us nearly what we want, what we should be getting paid. And I hear teachers complaining and I hear everybody else complaining. And you know what? If you don't like your job, go get another job. I feel the same way. If I get tired of being a doctor, I'll just go get another job. It's just that simple. But right now, I still like it. So I'm willing to suffer through this thing. But here's what I want you to do. When you go into your doctor's office, hit the ground running. Make a list of the things you want to talk about. Because here's the thing. Medical studies in medical doctor's offices, studies have shown a doctor spends about 3 minutes with the patient. And you want to get in and out as fast as possible. So have your list, be concise, be polite, and get working on it. Because so many times people do this, and it's very, very annoying to the doctors because we just don't have the time to work with you. And we want to work with you. Believe me, we want to work with you. But we just may not have the time. So respect our time so that we can give you better care. So get in there, start complaining right away, and hit the top things that you want the doctor to deal with. They're not just my offices, but all offices. And please, I say this with respect. It's not that we don't want to spend time with you. We love our patients. But if we don't see enough patients to pay the bills, we're going to go out of business. And that's why so many doctors are going out of business or just throwing in the towel. I don't want to do this anymore. I quit. And that's unfortunate. It really is. Because you, the patient, suffers. But if you can keep yourself healthy, this is why I do the show, if I can teach you things to get healthy, hopefully you won't have to go to the doctor. Eat right. Take supplements. If you have problems, everyone should get their spine checked. Get chiropractic care. Get medical care. Fix the problems right away. It's a lot easier and a lot cheaper and a lot quicker than waiting too long. That's why I have my own line of supplements. That's why I have Dr. Joe's Super Greens, Dr. Joe's Essential Source, Dr. Joe's B Vitamins. We got a ton of supplements out there that I've created, and we have other companies that we recommend as well, because we want to make it as easy as possible for you. And you just can't get the nutrition that you used to get. I sound like the old man. I guess I am the old man. But years ago, soil was much richer. Remember, milk used to have cream on the top and it had different flavors depending what the cow ate. Now cows are raised on what's called factory farms, and they're fed corn and soybeans. Milk has no flavor, no cream, very little nutrition. It used to have high omega-3 fatty acids, which was actually anti-inflammatory. Now animal products are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which are pro-inflammatory. So if you're going to do animal products, and I wish you wouldn't, but if you're going to do animal products, I recommend organic only. So at least the cows and the animals are being fed better food so that their nutrients from the food they're eating is now getting into you when you eat the animal. I haven't had animal products in over 33 years. I'm not asking you to do that. I'm asking you to make better choices. If you knew what I knew, you would do what I do. Trust me. You would get chiropractic care to make sure the nervous system's working. You would eat right. You would take supplements. And you would make sure your digestive system is working. Many times if you have acid reflux or heartburn, my doctors and I, we need to pull the stomach down away from the diaphragm so that you can digest your food more efficiently. So talking about minute hit tips, I digress there for a second. Get a cleaner. What does that mean? If you get your clothes dry cleaned, some dry cleaners use something called perchloroethylene, or PERC. It's a known carcinogen, and it may be linked to mental illness. And this is why studies have shown that people that work in the dry cleaning industry suffer higher rates of certain cancers. I'm assuming there's the link there. So ask your dry cleaner if they use PERC. If they do, you might want to consider a different dry cleaner, because there are solvents that you can use that are silicone solvents that are much better for you. So if you walk into the dry cleaner, it really smells like a dry cleaner, chances are you might want to try another place. But here's another thing that I do, and I'd like you to do too. Again, 1 minute or less. If you get any clothes dry cleaned, then I get my shirts laundered, but I get my pants and my suits dry cleaned. What I do is I take them, I hang them in my garage. Take them out of the plastic, hang them in the garage for a day or two, and let them air out. Because if you're taking your dry cleaning with this PERC, this perchloroethylene, in there, and it gets into your closet, and your closet is a confined area, you're going to be inhaling these toxic chemicals. So I really want you to consider not doing that anymore. It's not an unreasonable thing. And again, everything I'm teaching you today, and I may have to do a follow-up show on this because there's so much to cover, are real simple, easy, inexpensive things that you can do. You can do those quadricep contractions that we talked about at the beginning of the show for free. You have to eat lunch anyway. Why not have some pistachios? You might as well get a dry cleaner that doesn't have toxic chemicals in it. You can talk to your doctor quickly and get to the point. See, the things that I'm telling you, most of them are free. Or you're not spending any more money than what you're spending right now anyway, so that you can stay healthy. We don't know what the future of healthcare is. It's scary. 20, 30 years ago, chiropractors and medical doctors didn't talk to each other. Now, they've got me teaching postgraduate at medical schools, teaching the doctors this stuff. So the world is changing, and it could be for the better if you jump on the bandwagon. And the bandwagon now is take care of yourself. Take care of your own health. Because we're in the middle of a doctor shortage. It's getting worse. Less and less doctors are graduating. More and more doctors are dropping out of school. Doctors are graduating with these insane amounts of loans. $200,000, $300,000 in loans. And so when doctors look at that, and now you're seeing studies, is college worth it? I saw it on the news the other day. Is college worth it? And generally speaking, the answer was no. You have a college degree, but you're going to make more money than if you don't have a college degree. And the studies were showing that it probably isn't going to do it unless it's a profession where you need to be licensed, like a doctor. But even then, how are you going to pay off a $300,000 loan and survive? And you didn't work for 8 years because you were going to school. How are you going to do that? It's a tough call. And so you better heed my warning, folks. I don't mean to be the Grim Reaper or the bearer of bad news, but there's going to be problems. And we're in it now, and I see it every single day. So take care of yourself. All right, other things. Oh, almost up against the break here. Real quick, if you have migraine headaches, studies have shown that the smell of a Granny Smith apple or eating an organic Granny Smith apple can help reduce pain. Ain't that cool? So, organic, of course, it's got to be organic, because with apples, what they do is they spray pesticides on it, and then they dip them in wax. And so the wax seals in the pesticides. So if you're going to eat the skin of any fruit or vegetable or anything, I recommend organic only. So it's not hard to do. And then, of course, I recommend supplements, folks. I've got a lot more to cover in the second half. We're going to talk about things you can add, how to brush your teeth, things you can add to Super Greens and Essential Source to even make them better. But a minimum amount of nutrients I believe you should be taking are Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source. They're 2 powders. They're on my website. If you're not taking them, you should be. Go to the website or Amazon. They're also on Amazon. Look them up. That's the minimum amount of nutrients. Now, if you're tired a lot, you probably need some B vitamins. We have Dr. Joe's B vitamins there. If you have bags under your eyes, drink a lot of coffee, under a lot of stress, you probably want Dr. Joe's adrenal support. Digestive problems, you probably want Dr. Joe's probiotics or Dr. Joe's digestive enzymes. I've created supplements that people need. And that's why they're on the website, drjoeesposito.com, or just Google Dr. Joe. Same thing if you want to make an appointment to come see us. We have offices in Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge, all on the website, drjoeesposito.com, or just Google Dr. Joe, and you can always get the supplements from Amazon as well. Thanks for listening. Catch you next time. Thanks for listening to For the Health of It. Remember to subscribe to this podcast, and I'll help you naturally get well and stay well. You can also listen to and call into my radio show live Sunday evenings from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WSBRadio.com and on the WSB Radio app.